everyone, welcome to Jay's after party. They can't see you yet, Jay, because I had that camera turned off. There he is. Welcome to Jay's after party and my I'm fucking bored of coronavirus stream. Got a few people with me here. We got Jeff, the godless scammer. We've got obviously Jay from Nevermore Tavern. We do have Dave, Critical Cripple, but he's had to wander off for a few seconds. He'll be back soon. And we've got Roy Comfort.
Hi, I've got a banana.
You really look dreadful, Chris.
I fucking feel dreadful. I miss my barber. I seriously miss my barber so badly. And Lizzie tried to do the haircut, and
yeah, good. Well done, Lizzie.
I love her to death. I swear I do, but I question it sometimes. I really do. If she loved me, she wouldn't have given me this.
Oh yeah.
I think she's doing it to stop all the hordes of women from throwing themselves at me. Because that happens during coronavirus, isolation.
She just had way too much fun.
She probably did. This is probably her revenge for years of having to put up with me.
Mary's in the chat. Hit me up. Hit I can't get Twitter at the moment. Hit Chris up for a link if you want to hop in, Mary.
Yep.
I don't think Mary's coming in, so that's fine.
I'll flick it over to Mary.
Yep, flick it over to Mary. Assuming you want to come in, Mary, you might not want, depending on work and stuff.
Well, she's pretty cool.
No pressure there, Mary. Be in a bit. Okay. Whoa! No, you can come in naked. That'll get the views up.
There's the link. So if you want to see naked Mero, watch now. Tweet to all your friends. She's coming in.
There's one problem with Dave putting himself in the background. I've got no way of knowing when he's back.
Can I ask you a question? Why is Mero watching naked?
Why is she watching it naked? Oh, who knows? It's Mero we're talking about. Look, she's not allowed to, under the current restrictions, to get naughty with Notcha. So maybe they were doing a bit of teleconferencing.
No, they can. If there's two in the house, it's okay.
Yeah, but they don't live together. They need to be together.
Two of them. So Mero's there. Notcha comes over. He's the +1. It kind of works, I think.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I want
to hear all about the new snake. Assuming Mero got it. Sorry, Nara, I haven't been paying enough attention in the last week.
No, we're talking about Notcha again, or?
No. She was looking for a friend for Lucius. Yes. Lucius, yes, the Lucius. She's going to kill me for that one.
Yeah. That's a good little double header of videos she put out earlier, I've got to say.
I haven't had a chance to watch them yet. I'm sorry.
That's good. She did really good.
She did really well with it. It was, I mean, look, most of us in the community sort of know the story. We kind of know a lot of that stuff anyway, but the way she put it together was sensational.
And I love her team. They were absolutely awesome during the video.
The team, especially in the second video.
Yeah.
Awesome look. Great look.
Great look, Mara. All I said, get Notcha to move in. I'm sure she would.
So hang on. So
she'd end up with more cheesecake.
Nabadi has put the two things in the chat so far. The first one is I'm currently naked, and the second one is I'm alone right now.
Oh, she's teasing us now.
Yeah. She's watching your stream, Jen.
She's using up her batteries. Oh, it was all about you, Chris. It's the new hair.
Oh, clearly. I mean, my head looks like a giant penis, so why not?
You said it. You said it yourself.
I fucking know it. I hate this shit. I hate it. I want a beard back. I feel naked. If anyone's naked, it's me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the look, isn't it? It's the new you.
It's not the new me. It's the temporary me. Trust me, it is the fucking very temporary me. If I have to go and cure coronavirus so I can go and see Sam the barber again, I will do it. Hands down.
Oh,
I need
has
my
Mero hit
barber
you up
back.
for a link, Chris? Or
I've sent it to her.
you already sent it to her? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And people are tweeting me angrily because I'm blaming Lissy for the hair. Well, no, I do blame Lissy. I blame her.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to. Yeah, she butchered it. Left me with no choice.
It's all Lissy's fault.
Like,
Lissy, we love you. It's his fault. He should have made a better effort. Or just put up with it.
Hashtag blame Lissy.
Yeah, blame Lissy, that's right. It's like from the Bible, Samson Delilah, she tricks him, cuts his hair, he loses his power. She is my Delilah. Why Delilah?
You've got plenty out of it.
I think I've got the better end of this marriage. I can assure you of that. Yes.
I'm not drinking alcohol, but I am having some mineral water.
Oh, I'm not working, so I'm Jamison.
I contemplated.
Oh, nice.
I've still got some Jack Daniels there, but I can't be bothered.
No, I had a shower at about probably 4 o'clock this afternoon, and as I jumped out of the shower, I saw my head and immediately started drinking. So here we are.
So how's your isolation going, Jeff?
About the same as it was the other day. Literally about the only time I can go out of my house is at the back door for a cigarette. That's about it. So, yeah, I'm trying to space out all the jobs I have to do, just so I've got something to do each day.
Hey, Mero. How are you, hon?
No, Mero, you got clothes on, no good.
Yeah, you teased like that, Mero.
Apparently, you took his pants off specially.
No, I took my beard off.
He took his beard off to make more.
Good thing is she can't hear anything we're saying. We can bitch about Mero for hours here.
She broke it. We can hear you, Mero.
We can hear Mero, so that's okay.
You just have to let the chat.
You know what? I reckon
you can hear us.
Mero.
Yay!
Really using our...
How are you, Mero?
Good. How are you, Chris? What the fuck happened to you?
My wife happened to be. That's what happened.
Lizzie, you must hate him a little bit. I like you.
I think she does. I think she's so. Well, what can I say? I can't wait till it grows back. I miss it already. I feel horrible. My head looks like a giant penis, and I'm already.
So, what's the change?
Tomorrow morning, he's going to wake up and not realize it, but he's going to draw a line down the front of his forehead.
I'll shave it all off and then do that.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I think Missy approves.
What did you say?
You hear it cackling in the background, don't you? Yeah. Good morning. Oh, she's cackling. She's cackling to her little heart's content.
And so she should be. There is nothing wrong with that.
It's great.
We're isolated, right?
So how are you
so
coping
funny.
with it all, Mero? Because you're having to work because you're an essential service.
I am an essential service. My hours have just gone.
That's what Notch said.
I am pretty essential to him. Let's not lie. Yeah, no, my hours have just gone.
Oh, that's not great.
Yeah. Well, it's better than nothing. Like, there's people out there who've just got no hours at all. So that's better than nothing.
Yeah, actually, Chris, this is right. The thing that actually makes you look real bad isn't so much the hair, it's the beard.
That's her fault too.
No, she said it's you. You stuffed it up.
Okay, so after she absolutely butchered the shit out of my head, Now, I'd just like to point out that she had fed me quite a number of beers at this point. And I'm like, there is no way you are fucking touching my beard. And she's there going, it looks all right. And she's pointing out all these spots as I'm kind of there going, I've sort of gone, I was going, oh, fuck. And then she said, I'll fix it. So she's gone to fix it and she fucked it up even more. Ken Ham thing happening.
Oh, no.
No.
Dear.
I
so going to
can't
have to come and hit him, Lissy. He deserves it now.
It's bad enough you coming in here under a sort of Ray Comfort parody, but to do a Ken Ham parody, just on top.
Well, we're still working towards those videos.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Were you there when it happened? Were you there?
The plan
so for that,
no, but I've got this book.
I'll just actually believe Lizzie. So.
Oh yeah, hashtag believe Lissy. Yep. Dave.
Yeah.
The plan is this Wednesday to do the we're going to basically take the piss out of Ray Comfort video on Wednesday night. And I think you're going to be in on that, aren't you, Chris?
Oh, I love Ray. I respect Ray too much to.
Oh, I think Dave's back.
Can I ask you a question, Jen? Have you ever told a lie? Have you ever told a lie?
Me?
Were you there?
And were you there? That makes you a liar. And the Bible said that if you tell a lie.
Yeah, he's got the banana. Although normally it's Mero who has the banana.
Isn't the banana proof? Isn't the banana proof that homosexuality is natural?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I was thinking that the banana's custom designed for something else as well, but I wasn't going to say.
Gary said we need to check that you're not your own younger brother there, Chris.
You know what, Gary? The fact that you said I look younger, you're my favourite person right now. Because everyone else.
I still think you look like a penis.
You do look younger,
but
you do look younger, but you also look like a penis.
He looks like a younger penis.
Yeah. So you've got to weigh the facts.
I could be a young penis.
You could be. It's very possible.
The young penis.
Yeah.
It's what you need.
No. Well, I've actually got a poll going out at the moment because I've had such a bad haircut.
A poll? He's got a poll. I thought he was a poll.
Yes. Yeah, well, I look like a poll, but that's okay. I completely shaved my head, which Melissa is absolutely distraught about. And even Amanda's getting on this one, just going, don't you dare do it. Like, she's going to fake divorce me if that happens. So that's kind of encouraging.
But to be honest with you now, I want to fake divorce you, and we're not even fake married, so...
Yeah.
You say that now, but I mean, come on. I mean, who couldn't do with a giant penis in their life?
I don't blame Amanda, honestly, Chris. You looked way better with the hair.
I've got to say, I've got to let Missy know the poll's not going in her favour so far.
I mean,
trust me, she knows.
I'm bi, but you're making me more lesbian every second.
Jen, don't leave me hanging.
Here's the problem: you have too many followers that want to screw with you.
Yes, I do. And this is what happens when you get Christian trolls.
Oh yeah, Darth Dawkins is just not gonna do it for. You're just not doing it with Darth anymore, mate. What about Darth?
Yeah.
Oh shit, Darth might break up with me.
Yeah.
So you didn't even think to consider him, did you?
Yeah.
If you shave it, could you get some orange robes?
You know what? Just for you, Dave. Yes, I will.
Oh, I want that stream. That does it. Friday night 6-pack, the Krishna stream.
Well, hey, Hindu pastor.
Krishna pastor.
It's all good. Yeah, you know what? I can multitask. It's probably good for Lord Zenu as well. So whatever works. We'll go with it. Tom Cruise likes giant penises.
That actually make a good Friday night 6-pack where we all dress up as weird things from different religions. No, says Joe. Well, you can just go as a Buddhist.
No, Jay can go as Jesus.
Yeah, Christianity. Jesus. So, Jay, how did your stream go, Jay?
Well, the stream went really good. The After Effects, not so well. I just got 23 emails saying I got copyright claims. And 3 of the videos that were shown on there, I am blocked from showing the stream again. So I've got to go through and edit out those. Cashmere, one way or the other, and Layla are all stopping the song, the video from being rewatched.
You're lucky it wasn't taken down whilst you were doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a risk when you use copyrighted material.
Reaction videos where people watch entire songs and react to them.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
They usually probably got to fight copyright claims on them.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times...
Is it a bot? Does a bot pick up on it?
There's companies have bots that peruse YouTube and listen and look for songs and stuff.
Yeah. They'll take down streams whilst they're live.
Excuse me. I'd like to say this. Fuck you, bots. So yeah, I got, like I said, there's 3 of them stopping the video from being seen and 21 other ones stopping it from being monetized. So
well, the monetization one's not so bad.
Yeah, those I don't care. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, the stop from being seen is one that's like, So yeah, right now the red one that completely blocked it all together was Cashmere. So that one's in the middle of muting the song.
Give you a strike?
No strikes.
No, just take
just take the thing down.
They can sometimes. It depends how they put the claim in. So how was the original video that you were playing up?
What?
Well, you were playing somebody else's video, weren't you? Commenting.
Yeah.
How is that one up?
They probably went. Yeah, because in the video I was doing, there were songs that were the audio was cut out. Usually for a couple of the Zeppelin ones, but Cashmere wasn't. I figured it was, but it didn't. And then I did not expect the Blondie one to be. I kind of figured Layla maybe.
Yeah. Can you just mute the audio in those spots?
That's what I'm trying right now. It takes a little while. So I'm waiting for it to process.
Oh, it is. It's really slow doing it online. It's almost tempting to give up on the chat, download it and edit it, and then re-upload it. It messes with your views a bit, but it's actually easier to edit them offline.
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't. It was just.
And you're going to lose your chat if you edit it as well. So just be aware.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna.
Though technically, you can put your chat back in because you can download the chat file and insert it into the stream manually. So.
Oh.
It doesn't come up on the side, but it comes up over the top like we do it in the.
Well, you could premiere it and make us all say the same stuff again.
You could premiere it and automatically feed the typing in. Premiere it as a hidden video and put everyone's.
Yeah, Raven. That is probably why some lists skip numbers. Is probably because they had to go in and cut that section out.
I need to cover that. I keep looking at the wrong screen. It's really annoying.
Hashtag keep the hair.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, Lissy keeps posting that, but I did ask her. I mentioned something to her before, and I think she considered it for a second. I said, well, look, you know what? If I shave it off, I can wear the uniform, and you can fulfill your Jean-Luc Picard fantasy.
Yeah, you
don't look like him, though. Yeah. No, you still look like a penis.
He does.
As does he.
He does not look like a penis.
He doesn't.
No.
Come on, help
Sorry.
me.
I mean, maybe a gold-plated vibrator, but no, definitely not a penis.
Yeah, no, he's too attractive for a penis, dude. Sorry, you're listening.
First thing I seen, I was like, oh look, Harry Kushner.
Yeah, all you need's an orange T-shirt.
Let's see, Gary Priestley. When was I last beardless? Raven would know better than me, but I want to say 4 years.
Oh, that long.
Something like that.
Me, look, this is the first time I've been beardless.
since birth, right, Mary?
Yeah.
Oh, did you ever wear one for a costume?
Yeah, I think I did.
Oh, so you have? So no, there was.
Yeah, but it's not my own. I had to borrow someone else's beard.
Hang on, you.
Who are you stoning?
You shaved someone's beard off and stuck it to your own face for a costume.
No. It was just like, it was given to me. Yeah, fake one.
What wasn't from pubic hair?
No.
You could have made a lot of fake beards out of the hair from Chris's head.
Oh, there's plenty of it. I think it's what I'm saying, but okay. I've got to ask a question, Mary. Any reaction to the video?
Pretty good so far. Which one are you talking about? The two of them? Like one in particular, or are you talking about two? Or just
well, I mean, essentially, I look at them as the two.
One particular one.
Yeah. Just have you had any? This is John B. Probably the big question.
I haven't. Hang on, I'm just looking. I have had one person. Bionic Dance did actually. Hang on, see if I can.
Jay's room.
Don't do a shared screen, Mara.
Don't do shared screen?
Not yet. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know how hard it is with Dave's plugin.
Yeah.
No, you always blame Dave, Jen.
No, Dave's plugin is fucking awesome. It just makes it hard to do shared screens.
We love you, Dave.
All right. Well, I'll read it to you. Basically, well, I won't read it to you. It's friggin' long. But basically, she says that she's got zero context for the issue, but she's worried about him being at the receiving end of an internet mob, and she also calls me a bully.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who was this?
That was Bionic Dance.
Wow.
And yeah. I'm not. Pardon?
Little surprised. But...
Bionic Dance was your bully.
Yeah, because she said that she goes, I have exactly zero context for this issue. I recognize a lot of the names mentioned though by no means all of them, but otherwise I don't know much. She does talk about being worried about being blasted for it. So, and fair enough. I do not want anyone to blast her for this because she's just expressing her concerns, which is fair enough.
Which is
Kate's really nice, so I can't.
Yeah, Kate's lovely.
Personal attacks, so.
Oh gosh, no, I didn't get this at all. But she said, she goes, I've been on the receiving end of an internet mobs here before, and frankly, I have a very strong memory of when people scented blood and descended like wolves. So she's, from what she's saying, I think she's saying she's talking about being on the receiving end of everybody nitpicking everything I say, taking hyperbole and analogies and figurative language as if it were literal, even though when it's obviously not. With every bit of logic or reason or evidence filtered through the eyes of people who have already decided I can't be right about anything ever. My words reinterpreted to be as bad as possible, even though what was meant was obviously not that. She goes, and quite honestly, that's what I'm seeing here in this video. Some of his quotes and he replied to him had me saying to myself, oh, come on, he's probably on the wrong side of the issue, but regardless, even I know that's not what he meant or how he meant it. She goes, Frank, I guess what I'm trying to say, while he may be the particular villain of this particular story, I really don't think you're giving him a particularly fair shake. Quite frankly, the lot of you seem to be acting like bullies, even if you're completely 100% correct on the issue. I wouldn't want to be on your side, your team, if this is the modus operandi. If he's wrong, you should be able to show it without the torches and pitchforks. So I sat down and thought about it, and I was like, I might have been a bit harsh on him. But the fact of the matter is that I did exactly what she said in the sense of, she says, if he's wrong, you should be able to show it without the torches and the pitchforks. But to be honest with you, I think I showed the evidence and the conclusion I came to was...
I think there was a few things that were a bad attempt at humour. Like there's no doubt about that. Like the whole inviting himself over to Shannon's place and the whole I'm making Yorkshire pudding now. That's just his attempt at humour. Not very good humour, but regardless. But I mean, when you look at the whole thing in context, I mean, and look, if there's one thing that no one can accuse me of, I'm not an SJW. In fact, I'm the opposite. I'm a fucking conservative. He fucked up. He absolutely fucked up. Lance fucked up. Then they could have fixed it very easily, and he fucked up. In fact, he made it worse. And then he was condescending towards you. His attitude was completely out of touch and out of line with both yourself and Shannon. And his subsequent emails have just sort of shown who and what he is. I don't necessarily. The only thing I disagreed with was I think the email that went to Dave Worley from Lance. I don't know if that was meant for David Silverman. I think that might have been a little bit of a stretch. Not to say it's not, but
I don't think it's relevant.
I think it was Lance's smart-ass way of saying, "Well, the whole thing's cancelled. I don't give a fuck. Screw you, Worley." That was my.
I don't think it matters who it was to. It was the from is the only thing that matters. It could have been for Worley. It could have been for Silverman. It could have been for me. It doesn't matter. But all that matters is that it's from. It's who it's from and the domain it comes from.
Yeah.
And realistically, was Lance ever going to sexually assault David Worley? No, of course not. It was a poorly placed joke. Maybe got a little bit out of control to start with.
No. I think that's wrong. The joke in its own right, it demonstrates. It's not that he wasn't trying to joke. The fact that he tried to make that joke then, demonstrates
what he just said. Yeah.
You always have to look at the intent, though. And I mean, was his intent? I guess we're looking at it through a certain lens. His intent may have been through a different lens. It doesn't make what he said right, but it would have been a very simple look. Lance had a few drinks, and what he said was a very, very poorly placed joke. He's been reprimanded because of it. He's issued an apology to David. He's issued an apology to the community. We're taking on board the concerns about Lawrence Krauss, and we'll address them later. All of a sudden, the problem's fixed. And that's ER 101. So for these people to say that they, to have jabs at people for not knowing how to run events, they had never run a fucking event in their life.
Oh yeah.
Because this is 101. And Lance Gregorchuk runs a sales and marketing training. That the whole martial arts thing, that's actually a sales and marketing training company. Fortunately, I speak a little bit of German, so I picked up on it. It's so he should know. I can tell you, if I wouldn't take advice from him because this is basic shit.
Well, the thing that Kate brought up in her comment, and I saw the criticism and I'm taking it on board and stuff like that. But she does say you should be able to, if he's wrong, you should be able to show it without the torches and pitchforks. I think it's pretty hard to show the evidence without the torches and the pitchforks because if that makes maybe I don't know, but
the problem is
I think it was pardon.
Sorry, the problem you've got is you're not looking at an individual event. You're not looking at it's like the point about the joke. The joke in its own right could be dismissed. You're looking at the pattern of behaviour and how that might play forward in terms of responsibility.
And she did come in saying she had no context. So because she made
by her own American.
Yeah, because Ocean replied to this, and obviously I'm not doxing anyone because it's all on my channel. And he said, I hate angry mobs as well, and I take your point on that strongly. I also think there's some situations where someone can present themselves so are so overwhelmingly arrogant and condescending that they invite such a response of justifiable criticism and ridicule. Richard's response to reasonable criticism has been to treat everyone else like they're a child while demonstrating consistent ineptitude in dealing with sensitive issues on which he is grandstanding. I might agree with you that I've personally been a dick to the guy, but I also think that punching a bully in the nose is perfectly acceptable. So, okay, here, I'll go back up his comment.
I think the point is, though, she doesn't have all the context. And
yeah.
I genuinely like her content. I haven't.
She's great. I love her. I think she's wonderful.
But if she's, from what I'm hearing here, I think she's kind of jumped out on a bit of a limb without knowing the context. And
yeah,
my opinion is, before you start,
that's normal.
Yeah, and it's because that's what Ocean said. He goes, I feel like you've walked in on Navadia punching a bully in the nose and mistaking her as the bully because you just saw her punch him in the nose. The context here does add significant weight. So a lot of So I don't know. Like I kind of can see her point of view. Was I too harsh on John? I'm not sure. I need to probably sit down and think about that. But I spent a good 2 or 3 days sitting down with a lot of people, like Aaliyah Kai. She helped me write the script. I was talking a lot between, like, with Ocean as well to get his feedback on things. So it's like I had people talking to me the whole time and no one seemed to have picked up on me being a bully. But at the same time, I'm willing to accept that maybe I might have been a bit harsh on him.
I think you're too harsh on yourself. I've watched both videos twice this morning.
Oh,
and I think the person that comes out of you, the person you are critical of most is you. And I think you are overly critical of yourself.
I
would agree with that.
Yeah, I'd agree exactly with what Dave just said there. I don't think you crossed any lines with your way you treated John at all.
Oh, not given the way that John treated
you. So you were very, very clear about, he's lost a year of what he's working on, and you had sympathy for him there.
Yeah.
So I get it. Look, like I said, I think there was a few things where maybe you kind of took a little bit of liberty with some of the bad humor. Even then, I mean, it wasn't anything that would have made me go, or nothing I would have had an issue with, because it's one of those things that it could have gone either way. I sort of went, okay, yeah. I think it's just knowing people like that and the way that they act and interact. I think it could be an attempt at bad humor, but they potentially could have also known how it would come across and how they could just go, oh, I'm just having a laugh. Just leave me alone. You've got no sense of humor. So,
yeah. But I do think it's important to be overly critical of yourself and your own behavior, because if you can't call out your own bullshit, you get upset when people call out your bullshit. And that's what's happened with John in the conversation between him and Notja. And there's more to that conversation, but Notja doesn't want me releasing all of that. I just chose the best bits.
I've heard and seen bits and pieces of that. So yeah, I'll back you on that one without saying anything.
Yeah, it's just like when I read that, I was just like, oh my God.
He's essentially using this as a marketing tool to get attention. It's the old controversy creates cash theory.
Yeah.
The old Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff, yeah.
The one fish that which can work at times, but not the case. I mean,
not in this. I love the fact I love the fact he told Notja that he should get me to apologize to John.
Well, I actually don't see why you need to apologize to John at all.
As the one person here who no one can accuse of being a lefty.
You're a fucking lefty now.
because he was sort of playing that whole SJW, well, no one has a sense of humor. John, you done fucked up. You fucked up. Take it from
when people fuck up is you have to own your fuck ups. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And we tried to play the political games, like the whole, complain. It's basic political strategy 101. When you've got an aggressive media or something that you don't want to answer, or you want to flick it back, that's one of the strategies you use. The other one you use is, someone will ask you a question. I'll say, so what do you think of climate change? Well, it's a very interesting point about climate change, but what I want to bring it back to is the economy and how the economy can, and it's the two first things you learn in politics. And unfortunately, if John was in politics, I don't think he was a very good politician because he's fucking inept and completely clueless.
He wouldn't have got, but I don't think he'd have got far beyond the local councillor, quite frankly.
No.
It's no way he'd have made it to Parliament.
He's one of those ones that we often joke about some of the local councillors that it's very easy to go all in when you're playing with peanuts.
I can say you say that like you haven't met some of our politicians.
Look, potentially I might have met a politician or two. I may maybe. Yeah, look, it's funny because politics, you see some of the most intelligent people you'll ever meet and some of the biggest fucking dopes. And I mean, there are some dumb people in politics, but then you get some and look, people who I don't always necessarily agree with, who are definitely highly intelligent. As much as two people here probably don't like me saying this, Scott Morrison's one of the most intelligent people you will ever meet. I would say the same for Richard Di Natale, who's the leader of the Greens, who is completely the polar opposite of my political view. Highly intelligent person and a nice guy. Albo, the leader of the opposition, I don't think he's that intelligent, but he's definitely a nice person, and his motives are reasonably good, although he plays the game very well. Kevin Rudd's a complete fuckwit.
Oh, I agree with you there. I agree with you there.
Kevin Rudd is
out of curiosity, what do you think of Mark Latham?
Let me tell you about Mark Latham. Okay.
Ooh, oh. Okay, for people who don't know Mark Latham,
Sorry.
Okay, so half of the people in here aren't even Australian, and most of the chat aren't either. Mark Latham is probably Australia's answer to Alec Jones, would you say?
To put it in more context, Mark Latham was the leader of the Labor Party. So the leader of the Labor Party, which is one of the two major parties, and he was running for Prime Minister, and potentially could have been our Prime Minister. And now he's in One Nation, which I guess is far right, I would say, to an extent.
Alt-right, almost. I'd say alt-right, yeah.
No, I disagree with alt-right. I think alt-right has kind of been taken over, but yeah, look, Mark Latham, I'll put it this way. I went and saw, and not because I'm a supporter, so don't take this in the wrong way, I went and saw Milo Yiannopoulos when he came out, because I always go and see, I'm doing a degree in politics, I go and see every view. So I'll go and see far left, far right, and everyone in between.
See the really far left, they're as dumb as all shit.
Same
as the far right.
And then
the extreme far left are complete fucking lunatics.
Some of the extreme far right, though, you got to be fair about that.
Yeah.
Some of them are, yes. It depends. There's an argument as to whether some of them are left or right, but
once you get to the extreme
idea.
When I'm doing my PhD, I'll put that in my dissertation.
Just take away key terms, and they're almost indistinguishable. It's the horseshoe idea that I've got.
So I think it's like a donut. I think it just goes around. The far left and the far right are actually closer than they think. They're than they are to the rest of us normal people. But no, Mark Latham was the guest speaker or the pre-speaker at the Milo Yiannopoulos event. So that gives you a bit of an idea of, he went from leader of the Labor Party to that other extreme. So Mark Latham as a person, and I know plenty of politicians as people, and there's a few that you might be surprised in my opinion.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
I thought that's why you got out of it, because you didn't want to lose your humanity.
I'm not out of it. I'm not out of it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Chris! You're gonna grow hair in places it shouldn't be and start dragging your knuckles around.
I'll put it this way: doxing myself, I did myself a lot of favors because I took the power away from other people, and I've put the power back in my hands. We've now got a 12-month delay on council elections, and the federal election will be just after that.
So you mean we might get you as Prime Minister?
I'm in the right party.
Oh! Well, you might not be, but then you might not be.
I'll have you PM, Chris.
Okay, we need blackmail material now.
In all honesty, Chris, I would be really happy if you were there instead of ScoMo.
Yeah, to be honest with you, but you need to grow your hair back.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I can't have a Prime Minister.
Yeah,
I mean, we've already got a big
To answer the question, I guess in a long way. So I'll put it this way: Pauline Hanson is actually a very nice lady.
I can't believe that.
I can believe that, but once you get to know her, you're like,
no, actually, it's the more you get to know her, the more you like her.
Oh wow, you have weird taste in
and then shit comes out of her mouth.
Look, Pauline's smarter than people think. She's a populist, and she plays that. She knows her audience, and she plays her audience.
I would disagree with. She's good at manipulation. It's just every time I look at her at her face, I look in her eyes, and there is nothing going on behind there. Did you know?
There's a lot, but do you know who her chief of staff is?
Do I want to know?
Okay, her chief of staff is a guy called James Ashby. Now, do you remember there was a big controversy going back about 6 years ago with the Speaker of the House and the sexual allegation? He went from Liberal to Labor. This is when Gillard was in power. He went he was in the Liberal Party and he became the Speaker, and his vote wasn't there. Peter Slipper was his name. And then all of a sudden, straight after he becomes the Speaker, all these sexual harassment allegations come out from one of his staffers. That staffer is James Ashby. James Ashby is now the chief advisor to Pauline Hanson. Clive Palmer was actually asked to fund James Ashby's legal case against Peter Slipper. So there's a little bit of political insight for you. So some of the games that go on. But to answer the question, Mark Latham is a piece of shit. Mark Latham is one of the biggest fuckwits you'll ever meet. I disagree with a lot of his politics. I agree with some of his politics, but he is genuinely a dickhead. He's an absolute dickhead.
Good. Okay, we can agree with that.
I think we have to agree.
He was a member for Werriwa, which Werriwa is, I guess, one electorate over from me. It's like Campbelltown, which is southwest Sydney. And I know people. I know the person who took over from him, which was a guy called Chris Hayes, who was actually a very nice guy. He's in the Labor Party. Very nice guy, very smart guy. And the difference between Latham and Chris Hayes, although Chris Hayes is now in the Cabramatta, but it is immense. Mark Latham cares about Mark Latham and what can get him attention. I don't think Mark Latham expected to get elected to New South Wales Senate. I think Mark Latham was hoping for a great career with Sky News.
Right. I did listen to a little bit that on my phone whilst I was out there. I was like, isn't Pauline Hanson, is she the one who dressed up in a lot in the cover in the Parliament one time as a stunt? Is that her? She's quite far to the right.
Yeah,
she's a piece of trash.
To the right.
I'm not. I've got to admit, I'm not a fan at all. Not a fan.
She's one of the biggest far left people you'll see in Parliament.
Bullshit.
Yeah, the donut thing.
Yeah,
the donut thing.
No, she's
she's not the worst person in Parliament. I'll grant you that, but she's a piece of trash. Mero's right.
She's a piece of trash. Did you know?
Because Sarah Hanson-Young's still there, so.
Did you know that Pauline Hanson left high school? Pauline Hanson left high school at the age of 16 because she was pregnant to a married man.
You know what? I'm not going to criticise her for that. Absolutely not.
But it makes her a hypocrite.
No, like I say, the issue I have a problem. I have absolutely no problem with that sort of behaviour. I have a problem with people that are critical of it when they've done it.
Yeah, that's true. But my biggest issue is that I have a dual citizenship, so I theoretically have an English passport. I'm going to university. I'm educated.
So much.
I'm university.
I knew there was a reason we got along.
I thought you were using a bit too much.
It's my English accent. Anyway, that was terrible.
Well done. That's actually pretty good.
So I'm university educated. I understand science. I'm a decent person. And I can't get into politics because I have 2 passports. Meanwhile, someone who hasn't even finished university is a senator, and she's been in jail and things like that.
No, she was exonerated of the charges, and they were trumped up bullshit charges. I will absolutely throw that. Your education shouldn't matter at all. As far as look, the reason you can't is because you've got a dual passport, or dual citizenship. Very easy. You can't actually run for parliament. You just have to renounce one of your citizenships.
Yeah, but it's kind of.
I'm happy to criticise people like Pauline Hanson, and I'm happy to criticise where it's justified. But I wouldn't cop education. Okay, Lissy Lou, my wife, didn't finish high.
Okay. The reason why I argue that I think you should at least have a high school education to be able to lead the country.
Why?
Because
we have enough
if
the
main reason why is that if I wanted to get into disability care, I needed to have a minimum of a high school education and a certificate in either aged care or disability care. So I needed to have that educational requirement because I'm going to go into a position of power. But if somebody who hasn't finished high school, and I don't know, is there like a remediary course in politics or something like that? No.
Actually, sorry. When you get elected, there is a course on how everything works that you must sit regardless of who you are or what you've done.
Okay. So at least she's got that. But the thing is that my education is a factor in me being able to go and become a disability support worker. And that's controlling the lives once or a couple of hours a week of 5 or 6 people. But if there's no minimum education, with the exception of this course that you're talking about, the like Politics 101, but they can bring in laws that will affect millions of people for the rest of their lives. Like, I think at least you should have a high school certificate.
Yeah, but the thing is, people have the option and they get to vote. So look, Pauline Hanson, I wouldn't vote for her. You wouldn't vote for her. No one here would vote for her. Let's be honest.
Well, only 3 of us can vote for her. Well, only Mary can vote for her.
Yeah, she's from your state now, right?
But I'm originally from New South Wales, so it's not my fault. I think
you're there now. You take responsibility, Mary.
But the thing is, it's at the end of the day, we live in a democracy, and people can vote for whoever they want to represent them. Now, regardless of what you think, the laws that come into place aren't necessarily always the politicians sitting around. It's the bureaucrats who are the very highly paid bureaucrats who sit around and they do the economic forecasting. They do a lot of the other things. So when Pauline Hanson puts proposals forward, she's had all the forecasting done in the background before that proposal actually gets put forward. Now, look, if you start excluding people, you get a meritocracy. And a meritocracy can be very dangerous, because then how do you decide what level of education, who deserves to be elected. At the end of the day, if there's someone who hasn't finished high school and the majority of their electorate, which electorates are 100,000 people, if the majority of their electorate, so 50,000 people, prefer them over the other person, well, them's the breaks. Now, in most cases where there's a winnable seat in political parties, before you even get to that election, there's an election within the party, and that's probably the bigger fight. So if you're in a safe Labor or Liberal seat, I can assure you the fight that you have to be the pre-selected candidate is greater than any other. So if you have the ability to be elected in both of those circumstances, well, you're not an idiot. I'll put it that way. Now with Pauline was originally pre-selected as an LNP candidate in her seat back in, I think it was 95. Then she made a few comments. She got disendorsed. She was an independent, but she got enough attention that she actually won a seat that the Liberal Party or the LNP wasn't expected to win. Got this big cult following. She sort of went away for a bit. She came back when we had the double dissolution, and to put it frankly, it was pretty hard for most decent politicians to not win a seat in the double dissolution because there was 12 up for grabs instead of 6 in every state. And then she's managed to maintain that. So she's not an idiot. We might disagree with her, but she's not an idiot. The whole having a child out of wedlock thing, I mean, I'm absolutely not going to criticise her for that because I think as atheists and
I'm not criticizing. Supporters, some of her aides aren't idiots, though.
No, I'm going to say I'm not criticizing her. I'm just saying it's a really interesting tidbit in the fact that it's not that I don't give a shit if she's had a kid outside of wedlock. I'm as I was saying earlier, is sort of I find it ridiculous that because I have a dual citizenship and I'm sorry, before Brexit, actually, the British passport was really freaking useful. I wasn't going to give up my opportunity to go and be able to work freely in Europe or England. Now I might consider giving it up because, sorry, England, you fucked yourself over on that one.
Yeah.
But the fact is,
no comment.
You fucked the pony.
As a token conservative in here, I'll shut up on that one.
I can't, like, that just discludes me. I'm Australian. I'm totally Australian. But that discludes me. That because I can see why. Because it's the whole idea of if you've got a British passport, then you can be a double agent kind of thing going on there. But it's
we
sort
all
of like
serve the same queen.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. But it's sort of,
I
don't want to be. I want to get out of that. But the thing is, that's I just find that's a really hypocritical.
It's the same rule for everyone.
I know. It's the same rule for everyone.
And you can run for parliament.
All I have to do is
foreign citizenship.
Yeah, but
same as everyone else.
How many independents have you got in Parliament?
We've got, I think, 3 at the moment in the lower house, and then we've got a few minority parties that kind of control the balance in the Senate.
So the chances of getting in without going with a major party is relatively limited.
Absolutely fucking none. Oh, in the Senate, yes. In the Senate, absolutely. If you,
I'm not saying impossible, just relatively limited.
Well, if you were to run in I guess. Look, I ran for the Liberal Party, which I guess is the equivalent of the Conservative Party in the UK. I'm centre right. I ran for the Liberal Party for the federal election. I'm in a very safe Labor seat, so I was never ever going to get elected. But the chances of me ever getting elected for a minor party are absolutely we'd say none in Buckley's. It's just not going to happen unless you're someone who is of significant note in the area. So we've got, like, say, Bob Catter, for instance, up in North Queensland. He gets through as an independent every time but he was previously in the Liberal National Party of Queensland. Then he left them, defected, became an independent, and he was popular enough that he was able to maintain that. So that's generally most of our independents. There's one guy, Andrew Wilkie, in Tasmania. Tasmania's strange. And Wilkie's strange. He's a very staunch anti-pokies kind of person. He got elected. He did a good job. He got elected by fluke because the vote kind of got split, and we've got a preferencing. So we're not first past the post. We've got a preferencing. So first one gets knocked out, the preferences go to the next person. So he actually finished third, but won because the preferences all went his way, and it was close enough that happened. So yeah, it was a bit of a. So we have a few, but realistically, if you want to get elected in this country, there's three parties: the Liberal Party, the Labor Party, and to a very lesser extent, the Greens, in very much inner city, hardcore left-leaning places.
Just for the chat, hopefully they can still hear me. I'm pretty sure you guys can still hear me. Is that any better? Can you hear me better now?
And Gary Priestley has put in the chat, Catter, another character who's got a few screws loose. That is an understatement. I've met Bob. He's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking crazy.
Have you,
God help me if I ever get elected to federal parliament. Well, people watch this video.
have you heard of the Batuta Advocate?
Love him. Absolutely love it.
Bit of a claim to fame. I know. I can't remember which one. I think. What are the names of the two of them? I know one of them. One of them is my client's brother.
Oh, okay.
And actually, one of my favourite Facebook groups is Boomers Mistaking the Batuta Advocate for Real News.
I've actually seen someone use the Batuta Advocate as a source. They were like going up on this crazy conspiracy theory rant, and then they were like, here's your evidence, and someone's like, you do know that's like the Australians' version of the Onion. Anyway, they interviewed Catter. And Catter just starts going, and they just were like sitting there 20 minutes. He said literally, Catter did that for 20 minutes. And they're like, we've just met someone who's able to interrupt themselves. Like,
to sidetrack off politics for a little while, because I know Jay's sitting in the background because he's a bit sick of politics. And he's also editing, but yeah.
I was going to say one last thing on Australian politics, just to annoy Chris, that I actually know a couple of members of Socialist Alternative in Australia. So, yeah.
I have a question for you, Mary, and it's going to have an explanation to start off with. Conspiracy Cat is doing a quiz where he's putting teams from different countries together. Teams of two, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
Against each other. You want to represent Aussie and take them on?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I didn't want to put us forward until I'd asked you. That was all.
So you go against me.
No, we go against some other country. You and I against.
Oh, yes.
Did you tell her how it was going to work?
You do realise we've got to have an Ashes series of that now, though, don't you?
He's basically asking high school exam questions.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that. Okay, I'm going to look fucking stupid.
Better not be math.
I can handle the math.
Right, so I'll be so screwed.
I'll be like, I've got the science, and there'll be history. I'm like, yeah, nope, that's yours.
Hi, Chris, the Daily Atheist, and Nerdy, and
Jay.
Yep. Jay, welcome back.
What's your opinion on Australian politics?
Oh,
I hate fucking politics.
What's your opinion on politics?
I hate them. They're fucking boring as shit. If you're into politics, that's fine. No worries. I fucking hate politics.
Yeah. Now, Dave's quiz is on next, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
And we're starting in what, about half an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to post it in the chat, because I think we'll wrap this one up and then move to your stream so that people can follow on, which is good because we've gone from Jay to here and then straight to you, which is a good follow. I'm pretty sure that Chris in the chat's going to be upset with us, but I was bored. In my defense, I was bored.
I'm gonna have to go and get more internet because I'm already getting pretty close. Yeah, well, I'd be almost 30 gigs today, and it's not even halfway through. So
you need to get on my plan.
Pardon?
You need to get on my plan, unlimited.
Yeah, it is unlimited. It's just unlimited after 60 gigs of 1.5 megabits per second.
Yeah, which is pretty crap.
You need proper unlimited.
Ooh, look at that.
It's very expensive.
I'll hook you up. Don't worry.
Thank you. I would appreciate that. I absolutely would appreciate that. As long as it's mobile internet, because everyone else is going, oh, like I can't connect to the internet because everyone's using it. I'm like, I'm fine on my mobile internet, bitches.
Daily Atheist says you now look like One Ring 42.
I can see the similarity.
Oh, yeah, well, fair call.
He still looks like a penis, though. Are you saying that One Ring 42 looks like a penis?
One Ring looks like a baby. You look like a dick.
I
love you.
I hope Daily Atheist knows this is actually Ray Comfort he's talking to now.
Yeah. Oh no, I changed Chris's name, but
you changed it back, did you?
I did.
Do I need a banana to show you the perfection of God? now, Summer, have you ever lusted after a woman?
Yes.
Because that's tell me all about it. I want to know.
Ooh. No, they don't. The same way as I've lusted after dudes. Both. Whatever. Unlike Mara, I don't get upset by looking at vaginas.
I don't get turned on by looking at a vagina either. It's just like looking.
You ruined it for yourself, didn't you?
I did.
You did.
Researching the clitoris.
Researching the clitoris, yeah. They were a good set of videos.
I found out I'm not gay by researching clitoris.
Yeah, it took a lot of self-exploration, didn't it?
It was just like, I was going, I don't think it's all this attractive. It's not turning me on. Yeah, no, I'm not gay.
I bet you don't say that though when you're playing with one.
Well, on that note.
She was naked before, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Well, I had my bra and undies on, so it was like naked-ish.
Semi-naked.
Well, that's fine for the stream. I mean, yeah.
Mara had a semi-naked.
I'm sure
you posted your link,
Dave?
Yeah, you did. I can see it. It's alright. So yeah, I know if we're gonna do into things shills, which I think we should do, and I'm sorry, Jay, this was meant to be your after party, and yeah, it ended up all about Aussie politics and other politics.
Yeah. Jay, what the fuck with Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh yeah,
I am so fucking tired of hearing that goddamn song.
Galileo, 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 Galileo.
He's gonna mute himself again.
Actually, have you seen Google Translate sings Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
How good is it?
I love her. She is.
She's brilliant.
There is somebody who would be amazing to interview. I know she's totally outside of our sphere, but there are people outside of our sphere I would love to interview. It would just be amazing.
She'd be one of them. She's just hilarious.
I mean, there's definitely people outside our sphere that I've reached out to. I'm just not having much joy with anyone coming back to me right now. So
I've had a few, and it's a case of organising stuff and getting them done. So
Well, I'm pretty. I've just confirmed Shannon Q.
Nice.
Oh, brilliant.
Was that
for
6-pack? Isn't it?
No, for community conversations.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's the new series I'm getting that I need to get Mero sorted very quickly so I can get the first one out.
Okay, all right. When do you want it, bitch?
You tell me when. Maybe we can record it.
Tell me, bitch. No, you tell me, bitch.
All right.
Hey, I've got time. I'm doing nothing apart from babysitting my children. So
And looking like a penis.
You want any excuse to get out of that?
I'll even draw like a beard on myself.
This is the time to be reaching out to people on YouTube, isn't it? Because people are going to be a bit less busy right now. So,
well, I thought I'd take a chance. I thought I'd take a chance with Shannon and send something to her. She responded pretty much straight away. Had a good back and forth chat. She seems pretty cool. I mean, she seems like
Shannon is freaking amazing.
Shannon's amazing.
I'm looking forward to that conversation. So, but tomorrow night I've got a fun one for midweek six pack. I've had a conversation with a mate of mine he doesn't really know what I'm doing here, and he's kind of got a bit of a gist of it. But I've got two best mates. He's one of them. We used to live together, so he knew me before I was Christian. He knew me when I converted to Christianity.
Does Lucy know about this?
Oh, yeah, Big Phil. Yeah, she knows. I converted him to Christianity. And, he became hardcore, like full on in it, and he's out of it now. And I sort of said to him, mate, why don't you come on? So we're going to do ask him anything about me, because he'll be bluntly honest.
Which is going to be so much fun.
What's interesting is Lissy has already asked us to be in that if she can be in that one.
No, Lissy can stay out of that one.
It's all right, Lissy. I'm going to have you on one of mine. I think we need to have a girls' night one during the lockdown where the guys are out of the stream and we're just us girls and we can talk shit about them.
Normally I'd be fine with that because I could go to the pub, but the pubs ain't open.
Yeah, exactly. So you just have to watch us talk shit about you.
Although I will say this, they've passed laws in New South Wales. So all the nice places they've got like the boutique beers and all that you can only get when you go there. They're all doing takeaway now.
Yeah.
So my favorite American sports bar is doing takeaway of all these different boutique beers. So I'm getting like different 6-packs, different 12-packs. It's wonderful.
I think
is it temporary? Or will it keep going?
Officially, it's temporary, but unofficially, we're working on it.
You better keep it in, hey. I think
this is my one political goal is to make sure this stays. I've got the contact. I'm going to fight my ass off for it.
You should know. The thing is, if you can't take away like those boutique beers and things like that, like it's a massive disadvantage to the microbreweries. Huge disadvantage. And if you want to keep people employed, in this country, which you are going to need after this, because they're expecting 13% unemployment or higher, or something like that.
It's not good.
Well, actually, with what was announced today, I think it should be a lot less than that. But I mean, look, the biggest thing is, and having run a business like this before, alcohol is where you make your money when you own a restaurant. It's not selling the steak. There's a bit of a markup in that, but it's selling the $50 bottle of wine or the $10 beer that's a little bit different and that you're buying for $2. That's where they make their money. So for a lot of these places, they can do the takeaway food, but it doesn't really help them. So now that they can take away drinks as well, great for, I guess, someone who wants to have a beer, because you can have the different. You're not just getting the standard shit you get from the bottle shop. You're getting the microbrewery shit. But it also helps those small businesses stay.
Exactly.
In business. So.
Yeah. No. You better keep that in. I'm not even in New South Wales, but you got to keep that in. Can you also give an idea to the?
As this is my political pitch, I promise I will fight with every ounce of my being to ensure that we can keep these laws in place. And while I'm at it, I just want to talk about the opposition and how they're not. Complain!
That meme is going to live on forever.
right,
you know that, Mero.
So let's
I
start.
might have had a couple of drinks tonight, and if this ever comes back to haunt me in my political career, you'll all be there with me.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start winding up so we can all move over towards Dave. Well, who's moving and who's not going to bed. Who's going to bed and who's moving over. We know what you've done, Mero. What else have you got coming up?
I don't know. I haven't figured out for this week.
Right.
But I'm going to probably do a really cheerful science video. Let's get away from atheism. Let's get away from drama. Let's go and do something hilarious. Somebody tell me what I need to do. I might do something
drama so well.
Come and help me burn Ray Comfort.
I don't want to do any drama, although Lucius was looking like he was going to shed today, but he might shed tomorrow. So
I never got to ask you. Did you get the other one? Did you get his middle name?
They haven't rung me up yet. They haven't rung me
awesome.
up. They weren't going to sell them until they've made 3 feeds and a shed. So that one has shed, but it hasn't done 3 feeds yet. So I might give him a ring tomorrow. I'll be like, because I really, really want it.
Awesome.
Is that considered essential?
Yeah, I would say because they have to go in and look after the pets, and they need to be able to sell pet supplies. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're considered an essential business, because that's where I get my pet food from. I can't feed my pet anything other than.
So you're only going there to buy the food. They're getting this new snake is.
Yeah.
It's just to piss Notcher off. That's what it is.
No, I think Notcher's gonna like this one. If I really want this orange one, it's just so pretty.
Yeah, you did pictures, so yeah, it was adorable.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Also, got yelled at by a random person on Twitter because they were telling me I was unethical because I had wanted a pet reptile, and reptiles should be out.
Alex O'Connor.
Biting people, yes. Yeah, we know.
No, it wasn't Alex, but it was somebody who has the same level of nuance as Alex.
Chris, we've got 6-pack tomorrow night.
6-pack. So we're doing 2 6-packs a week now. So it's normally just Friday night 6-pack, but because we're all locked up and going stir crazy, we're doing 2. So
you notice all of us are doing more streams and videos. Well, I'm doing more streams, not more videos, but.
But tomorrow night is so I guess we'll call it a 300 celebration because I cracked over 300 subs. And yeah, it's going to be my best mate who knew me before, during, and after, who I did convert to Christianity, and he was ridiculously full on. And I'm just going to basically open it up to anyone who wants to ask him a question about me as a Christian, what used to happen. I'm going to pretty much give him the floor. So, yeah, that's happening tomorrow night. Friday night, I haven't worked out exactly what or who we're going to have in yet, but that'll evolve during the week. But yeah, my community conversations is starting because Mero is going to do the stream with me, which is basically it's having conversations with people about not their conversion stories, but why they're in the atheist community, and what drives them to do what they do. And the reason that Mero's first is because, quite frankly, she's the one who introduced me to everyone here. She brought me into the community. And I think for me, it's a bit of a fitting, it's fitting that she's the first one. So I've called off on other interviews, but I've got Shannon in a few weeks, so I might bump you to Shannon.
Do you want to do Thursday?
Yep, done.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, we'll work it out.
Oh, can I quickly say something I forgot? It's my channel's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
It's been 1 year since I loaded up my first ever video of me explaining why I do the Jordan Peterson thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my first ever video. If you want to find out why I do the bloop bloopy bloops with Jordan Peterson, you'll find out if you watch it. But you
can never have a real theme tune now.
I honestly can't.
That is like your trademark now. It really is.
I know. And the irony is, it was just me supposed to do it as a stopgap until somebody offered me music, and it was like someone did. Johnny Drive By did, but I was like, oh. Yeah, I kind of like the song, but I really can't. I'm just enjoying ripping into Jordan Peterson, and that was like 200 subs or something like that. And now it's like if I change it, I'm going to get so much hatred.
Well, you already have people say that they'd unsub if you did, so
pretty much.
I'd be gone.
Jeff, what are you up to?
Well, I haven't really got anything like scheduled for my channel coming up, really. Although, as there's generally a lot of stupid that goes out there, so I'm sure there'll be something I'll have to respond to at some point or another, especially with what's been going on in at the moment. And there's a lot of rubbish about current situation in the world going on right now, getting out on the internet. So I'm sure there'll be something for me to respond to at some point. But no, I haven't got anything like actually in the calendar coming up though, video wise. So
you and I should do a live debunking of something together at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even really a debunker, but
I know you're not, but you have done it.
Certain people are so easy. I mean, there's one of them who I kind of said on, like, Validation Boy. I'm done with him now. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to give him any more attention, quite frankly, because he thrives off the attention. He left a comment in on my channel the other day, actually. So
he's feeling left out.
Yeah, well, I had people hadn't seen it. I had the Uncalled For from the Shells on my channel.
Show. They're awesome.
Yeah, and then and the only person who didn't seem to think it was awesome was Validation Boy, and he said something about like.
But they give him shit all the time.
Yeah, but even they've said they've had enough. They just don't want to give him any more attention now. But it's like, he's a classic example. But he used something, or I can't remember what he said off the top of my head, but it was something about how all women are liars, you know. So, yeah.
I did see that. Yeah, classic.
Jay, what are you up to? You've just done your 80s, your 70s music hits. Oh, what's wrong with me? Jay goes, where do I start?
No shit. Where do we start? Do we got all day?
We've got 10 minutes at most, because I can see Dave panicking. He doesn't want to be late like I was.
Yeah. Other than I may just end up having to remove that video altogether. I'm getting more and more emails of being blocked.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, why is that one got flagged and the other ones haven't?
I have no idea.
Report the other one.
The only thing was that there were 2 long clips.
Yeah, that's the only thing right now. I'm still editing out. It's still processing the editing out of the very first one that says I can't show for. So it's taken a long time.
Yeah.
So it depends on how long that takes to edit those out, so I can show the video or not. I don't know. Or maybe I just might pull and edit. Download the video, cut the sections out, and repost it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be your easiest way to do it.
Yeah,
you just have to put a disclaimer at the start.
Every couple of minutes, I keep getting another email. Here's another copyright. Here's another copyright claim. Here's another one.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Hey, where did you get that shirt? Because I need to send it to my brother.
My mom got it for me and my sisters. So
it's pink.
I'm not sure. It's pink. I know it might be hard to see.
My mother's probably already bought it for Jen, so.
So yeah. No, other than that, the only thing I got planned this weekend, I got Chris Mallard for the Daily Atheist morning show at 7 on Saturday night, and then the Monty Python debate at 9.
Well, I forgot you had that next weekend. That'll be awesome.
Is that this weekend?
Do you have an opinion on it, Jay?
King Arthur.
No, he doesn't like.
But as a moderator, I got to be biased.
So you've moderated for me where you're on my side.
Yeah.
Or unless actually, no. Well, hang on. I'm assuming. Were you on Darth Dawkins' side the first time?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. No. It should be fun. I'm interested to see. I want to see Rings argument for this because I don't see Don Quixote at all. I don't see where he's coming from on that.
Yeah, poor Ring.
So
it'll just be interesting to see what argument he brings to the table around that one. I think.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Did they bring any arguments?
Really, look, you know what? Realistically, it's going to be a fun debate.
It is. I somewhat agree with Ring on it. Not enough that I would take his side though.
Well, hey, he might convince you. He's
got valid points, but there's still so much King Arthur in there.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to deal to come to that complete conclusion.
Bold Sir Robin was brought forth from Camelot.
Yeah, but just because it's called Camelot doesn't mean it's the Camelot. The mythical Camelot.
I'm just going to say knee to you. Which incidentally may be part of my plan. But
to say knee. I like that.
You can distract.
Ways to distract. Ring might watch this. You've blown it now.
We're going to see if Ring watches things.
Now, Dave.
No one needs to say anything to him, but I'm going to say knee.
Well, I have one more thing. Next weekend at 7 on Saturday is Junk Shop Library.
Oh yeah,
and I will definitely that one. That's the only one I've got scheduled, so I'll definitely be doing a facepalm factor after that's done. Looking at some more stupid shit.
That's the Easter weekend, isn't it, Jay?
Yeah, that'll be next, not this weekend coming up, but the following weekend.
Yeah, I'm pulling back from the amount of stuff I'm doing on the Easter weekend because I don't know what's happening yet. So.
Yeah.
So,
nothing.
And then
probably nothing.
Jesus is going to rise from the dead this Easter.
Something's going to rise.
And some point this week,
you know that yet, though.
You will later.
Some other point this weekend, I'm gonna this week I'm gonna have a facepalm factor, midweek facepalm factor, but I'm just not sure what date I want to do that yet.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And whether or not I do it in the morning or in the evening, I might do it in the morning. So I can get some of the Brits on because they have a tendency, because
you'll have to go really early though to get the Brits on.
Well, not really.
Like 4:00, unless it's Dave you're talking about.
Well, I normally go at 9 p.m. So it's like what 2 in the morning.
Dave's normally heading to bed, so you have to go earlier.
So I'm thinking, maybe do a morning, like 8 or 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
Type of thing for a facepalm, but we'll see. As I said, I'm not even sure what day I want to do it yet.
Dave, what have you got coming up?
Stupid questions.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to ask a stupid question.
That seems to be all I'm doing at the moment. Well, and appearing everywhere else.
Yeah. Because Dave's stream is on next, and everyone needs to follow over. I want to thank you all for coming on.
Right, hang on. Dave, Friday night, what are you doing? Or Friday, middle of the day for you?
Friday morning.
Yes.
Right.
Late morning.
Can I book you in for 6-pack is the question I'm asking on Friday.
Of course you can. Yes.
So we have got a
We've got a guest for Friday night. Awesome. And it's
fantastic.
He's a good
I've been wanting to get you on for a little bit now, so I'm glad I've been able to mesh it.
Okay.
Cool.
Perfect.
So thank you guys for all joining me. Thank you for everyone in the chat. I will have a video coming out sometime this week. Sorry, I've been very distracted with shit that's happened over the last few days and the last week with being sick and everything. And doing shitloads of streams because I've been basically doing a Dave. But yeah, thank you for joining me for this Chris and Mero hour-long talk about Australian politics. Yeah, you guys have all been absolutely amazing.
You had the mute.
I did, but it was too much fun letting you go with it. But I should have curbed it for Jay's sake because it was meant to be his after show. So I am sorry, Jay. I fucked up again. I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. I made you start late anyway. So.
Yeah. Two wrongs don't make a right. Sorry?
Jay dissed Queen, so no.
Yeah. Okay. No, you've got a valid point there.
No, I didn't diss Queen. I dissed Bohemian Rhapsody.
Get it
That song can go into obscurity. I don't care. There are so many.
Right.
There are so many. Better
Mute him!
Complain!
Complain!
There are so many songs.
Complain!
One Vision. There are so many more better than Bohemian Rhapsody.
I'll grant you there are other songs that are better than Bohemian Rhapsody, but don't diss the Bohemian Rhapsody.
A ton better.
Complain!
Remember, I have the power. I can drop you out of the stream, Jay. Okay.
You broke it off.
All right, guys. Thank you all so much. It's been awesome.
Give yourself the roll.
You're fucking tomato.
And please don't choke on the selfie stick.